Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. And today we are going to be making some quick holiday tags using some Mama Elephant products. So we'll be using the Winter Globes stamp set and coordinating dies. Missing one of the dies somewhere around here. We'll figure it out later. But usually every year I make my mom and my sister little tags to put on their Christmas trees. And this year I bought the set because it's adorable. It has a penguin, which my mom loves. So spoiler alert, Mom, you're getting this one. My sister will get the raccoon one. And I will show you two ways to put together some shaker tags. And we're going to be using some different products. I cut the frames out in silver foil from Michaels for the top. Acetate layer, of course. The backers, I did one in black just because I have this double adhesive foam tape that was given to me. Not foam tape, it was like foam sheets. So I cut out the die with it, which I've not done in a hot minute. I actually don't have any foam. I don't know what I did with it. I used to have just plain black and white foam that I would keep and do this similar things to. I find that foam does distort when you die cut it, but if you let it sit for a bit, it kind of like comes back. So I've let this sit for a bit. I cut out two layers, so it's going to be a little bit thicker. So for the penguin one, we're going to do the black version. It's going to be a little bit thicker. And then for the other one, I layered 6 cardstock layers. It's going to be a little bit thinner of a profile. It's a little bit... It's about the same as one of these layers, so maybe we will use one of these layers. I was thinking it was going to be a little bit thicker, but anyway. So maybe we'll just use the one. And then I will save the other one for another time. And then we're going to make these little toppers to put them on so that we can make them into tags. So I'll just like sandwich this between the backer and the inside layer, because the inside layer I think should line up with the inside of the die cut from the frame. So I saved all these inner pieces and I'm going to stamp on these because they're pre-cut, so I don't need to worry about it. And then we're gonna fill our shakers with this glitter iridescent stuff that I bought from like Walmart when I first started card making. So I've had this for like almost 8 years. But I don't use it all the time. It's kind of like the Simon's unicorn confetti. It's pretty much the exact same. But I bought this big, huge container of it for like $6 or something back in 2017. So we'll use that to fill the shakers. So I'm going to go over to voiceover. May or may not talk too much. As you can probably tell, I have a cold again. So I will likely just play some music while you guys watch me stamp and color, and I won't talk too much about it because I just explained what I'm doing anyway. So stay tuned for that and I'll be right back. Okay, so voiceover Liz here. I thought for some reason I was going to be able to keep the inserts here and like place them into the holder for some reason, but then I was like, duh, there's like a frame attached to it, so you obviously need the frame inset as well. So I'm just going to stick these to my grip mat. I'm going to stamp them and then color them while they're still in here. But in order to get the placement correct, I wanted to stamp it on an acetate sheet first, just to make sure that it was centered on these areas, because I don't want to like waste these inserts. I could stamp them later with other stamps, but I decided to do it with this because I'm using the set anyway. So I just made sure that they lined up first before I actually stamp them. And then I will stamp them, color them, and then stamp them again. But I'm going to leave them in here because I cannot place them back in the exact same spot again without a template. So I will play some music while you guys watch me color, and then I'll pop back in just to help save my voice a little. Okay, so that was some super sped up coloring for you guys. That was like almost 5.5 times. It did take me quite a while because the areas are a little small and alcohol markers like to bleed a little bit, so it was hard to get into some of those areas. And I think I was like, because I'm sick too, it's like trying to control a little bit of a shake sometimes, so I'm trying to like hold the marker steady, and I was like holding it harder, so it was like almost, not that the barrels are like squishy or anything, but like I feel like the pressure I was putting on it was kind of making the markers bleed a little bit more, so I just had to be a little bit more careful with that. But I'm just assembling the cards or the shakers. Sorry, we're not working on cards today. But the shakers, you could definitely put these on a card if you wanted to, as like a little focal point. But again, these will be little tags for my family to put on their trees. This first one I did here for my mom is probably overfilled, and the one I did for my sister a little underfilled. I can never get shaker like fill correct ever. I don't think I've ever been 100% happy with how much shaker I put in. It's either too much or too little. There's no perfect middle for me. But anyway, you can still see the images. The glitter is iridescent, so you can kind of see through it anyway. And I know my mom loves her shaker things, so she'll love it either way. But I just added, this one had the foam frame to it. I did the iridescent glitter, and then the acetate, and then the frame on top of that, and then we'll put the little tag thing I did. If you have other tag dies, you could also cut out the toppers from those and then a little bit of the tag underneath it and kind of glue it behind this instead of doing this method. This method, I kind of cut a 3/8 by 2 inch strip, folded it in half, and then punched a little 1/8 inch hole out of it. And then I'll hang my string from that. But I do have other tags, die sets from like Lawn Fawn. I have the Snow Globe one, and I have like an older set with like 3 different round ones, I think. So like I could have cut the toppers off of those and used those instead. But I decided to do this. I also have the ornament die from Mama Elephant, but I think it would be too big for this one because it is a larger die. I used it in a video a few weeks ago. But they probably have other dies as well. But yeah, if you have other tag dies you want to cut the toppers off of, you can definitely do that. I would just cut a few layers of cardstock just to beef it up a little bit. And then the glue in between those layers helps keep it stiff and steady. These 2 layers are fine. Like, these tags are so light, they're not going to go anywhere anyway. And this is gold foil cardstock, so it's a bit thicker. So I'm just kind of building up my frame here. This is the second one where I didn't add enough. So this one I am gluing down those 6 frames. I already glued them off camera together. And then I just kind of insert the image on the inside here. And then I use my poker tool just to go around the edges just to make sure that it's flush with the background. Because when you layer multiple frames, sometimes they're not quite lined up 100%. They might be like very slightly off, so you want to make sure you're pushing it down into the area it needs to go into. This is where I should have added a little bit more glitter, but that's okay. It works. It still works. So it's still fun to play with. You could still take it off the tree, shake it, and put it back if you wanted to. But it also just gives that like snow globe effect. I love these tags because they're very quick and easy to put together. They were very thoughtful in giving you the frames. Like, they could have just given you the die for the snow globe itself and then the larger one, and then you could have made your own frame out of those 2 together. But they provided you with all 3, so it's a lot easier to build up these types of tags with that, you know, thoughtfulness behind the dies that Mama Elephant did for this particular set. And I'm very grateful for that. And I like that they went outside of the image with the frame and still left a little bit of a border there, so you could have like a little bit of a white border and then still have a frame around it in whatever color you wanted. If you wanted to continue the white, you could have, but I decided to do mine in silver. So I'm just cutting some extra backer for this, and then I will glue that on, and then I usually say like from Liz, and then I'll put the ear on the back so that they know what year it was, because again, I do this for them every year. It's just a different tag every year. But that's our video for today, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and until next week, thanks, guys. Bye.